the three characteristics, three characteristics, the three marks of existence in Buddhist psychology, and most of us are familiar with them. I can say for myself, and mostly I've been familiar with them cognitively. I kind of get it. I kind of get it. You know that things are impermanent, and that I kind of co-create my own, dukkha in some ways by the way I hold on to things too tightly or push things away. I kind of get it. I kind of get it. I kind of get that the self isn't really in here as a homunculus, you know, but it's changing all the time. But that's enough. I don't really want to have much more to do with the three characteristics, because they kind of interrupt the flow of my life. Really, if I look too closely at them, it really is going to disrupt the status quo, uh, and but the more I practice, the more I look into the teachings, I mean. I really didn't want to see this, but the Buddha is saying, no, that is the thing to look into, those three characteristics. Part of the problem is you want to look anywhere but at those three. You kind of want to know about them, but not really. You don't really want to practice with those and really, really investigate them. Even though I'm telling you, those are very much connected with well-being or the lack thereof, our relationship to those three characteristics. Even though I'm saying that, you still don't want to look into it. And the Buddha's right. I don't want to look there. I don't want to look into that too much. It disrupts my life. I hold on to what I hold on to. I push away what I push away. I enhance the self, protect the self, defend the self, and in the ways that I do that, I'm not causing too much harm, leave me alone, Yeah. So the three characteristics really invite, what the Buddha said is the most important thing is to understand the causes of suffering. And it's very complicated because I don't know if you've heard of I think it's called Life in 5 Chapters or 5 Verses. I want to read this to you because it's very connected to this, what we're talking about here. I'm going to read part of it. I'm going to skim it a little bit. This is a poem about suffering and our learning about it, right? From Portia Nelson. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I'm lost. I'm helpless. It ain't my fault. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place, but it isn't my fault. It still takes me a long time to get out. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it as there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. I walk down another street. This is another one that I want to, and I think I get this cognitively. But when I'm really honest with myself in this practice, eventually it is calling us to be really, to really stop, look more closely at our self-deception, to the ways we hold on to things that we keep holding on to the things we want to keep holding on to. And is that it takes so many more passes to walk down the same street before I'm ready to not walk down that street. I'm attached to walking down that street. It's familiar to me. It's the devil I know. I know I feel like pretty lousy when I walk down that street and fall in that hole, but maybe that's what mindfulness is. I'm supposed to walk down the street, fall in that hole, and then be with that feeling. Be with that feeling. Well, okay, I'll be with that feeling. Maybe that's enough. Is it enough? No, the next day, I'm going to walk down that street because it's familiar. I'm going to walk down that street because, I don't know, I see there's another street over there, but it doesn't look very interesting to me. It doesn't look very juicy. It looks kind of boring. I walk down that street because, darn it, I'll walk wherever I want. I'll walk down that street because blah, 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 blah. And there's a sense of not wanting to really look into what's causing my distress. I love the story, and you know, and really get humble about it, and really see, oh, this takes, whoa. I love the story. I don't love the story. It's a terrible story, but apparently it's a true story, and I won't tell you the end because you can imagine the end. But it is a story. Apparently, it's true too that this used to happen when there used to be more hunting going on in Africa, and hunters would hunt for monkeys, which are apparently supposed to be pretty smart too, right? In the animal kingdom, and they would set it up so that there would be some food that the monkeys would hold on to. It would be like holding on to something, like holding on to a banana in a basket or something like that. And here come the hunters. And you would think, surely my need for safety is going to be stronger than my need for a banana. But apparently the monkey does not let go of the banana. And I go, you know, I remember the first couple times reading that story and go, wow, that is one crazy monkey. And then I would look in the mirror, and I looked in the mirror, and I go, oh man, there's a metaphor there. This isn't about the monkey. This is about Bill. This is about this human tendency that, frankly, I would rather not look too closely into. I can't believe, because it seems so simple to just let go. It seems so simple to let go. I already know this is a hot stove. Oh, good. I know what it is. I'm finally, when I learn, oh, I've been touching hot stoves in here. I'm not going to touch it anymore. If only it were that simple. I swear, I will watch myself. Okay, I'm going to do this. Oh, there's a hot stove. I'm going to walk around that hot stove. No, I think, I already know. I already know what it feels like when I have 10 pieces of chocolate instead of 4. So I'm going to stop at 4. That's my New Year's resolution. I'm going to stop at 4. Yeah, I decided. Maybe just one more. There is such a kind of, we need to see the depth, and this is, of course, what this practice is calling us to do, is to look at the depth of our conditioning. We don't like to call it the depth of our addiction. We don't like that word. I don't either. That's not me. Other people are addicted. This is just a habit, just a little habit that I've been carrying forward for, my whole life. Just a little habit. It hurts a little bit each time, but, not as much as it used to. So what I'm saying is, we are going to be taking a look at, this is where we're going to be humbly asked to observe more closely with the 3 characteristics, with our practice, how challenging it is, how easy it is to see cognitively what we're doing and what we would rather not do, And we could even see cognitively how it kind of feels better if we loosen our grip a little bit here or there. If we just don't hold so tightly. If we just don't push something away so strongly. I understand that. I do understand that. And yet, I still find myself falling into that hole. Maybe not the same hole. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a different hole. Maybe it's the same hole that just looks a little differently. Yeah. But these patterns run deep in us. These patterns run deep in us. It's just that. It's why increasingly we see the self-compassion move, the kind of the kindness and the compassion move is being so important in this practice, because some things have been with us for a long time. They're part of our wiring. We're oriented to hold on, to grab, to push away. We're wired that way. And so it's a long practice. It's a gradual practice, and it's a humbling practice. And but in order to keep moving forward in it, we do have to gradually look more directly, turn away less frequently from these very characteristics, these three marks of impermanence and dukkha, and the way we co-create our own dukkha, the way we keep getting attached to holding on to stuff, and the way we're especially attached to holding on to ourself and our sense of self. Yeah. So we'll take a look, noodle around, not get too intense about it. Keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. Yeah.